private studios, okay? So this studio, 8 tracks, as opposed to Abbey Road 4 tracks. Also had Dolby sound, and it also had a 100-year-old Bechstein piano, which is regarded as the greatest rock and roll piano in the world. So this is where the Beatles came after Sgt. Pepper with the White Album. And coming back from India, there's an amazing story about the recording of Hey Jude. Paul McCartney had 14 takes, and he thought that the 14th take was the one. And then he looked around and he saw that Ringo Starr was in the restroom. So anyway, the bottom line is Ringo comes out, and because Ringo is such a professional, he gets behind the kit and he comes in bang on time. So that 14th take was the take. So go back, listen to Hey Jude, and see whether you can spot where Ringo comes back from the restroom. Yeah? The other funny story, well, I find it a funny story. Yeah, but before I tell you the funny story, Happiness is a Warm Gun. Evidently, John Lennon picked up a gun magazine in the reception just there, and that was the title of the article. Happiness is a Warm Gun. He wrote the song. And my story is that even though this is a recording studio in Soho, there was a complaint about the noise the Beatles were making after 10 o'clock at night. So the following day, after Lennon had been told of the complaint, he said to the band, he said, hey, curfew, we've got to tone it down. So we got till 10 o'clock, let's make some fucking noise. So those are the Beatles stories. Also, this is where George Harrison and Ringo Starr recorded solo stuff. All Things Must Pass, recorded here. And all the Apple artists, again, recorded here. Mary Hopkin, James Taylor, Jackie Lomax, for example. There is also, if I spin off into some other rock and roll, which I think you might be interested in, the studios were run by Norman and Barry Sheffield, the Sheffield brothers. You may be familiar with the Sheffield brothers as managers of Queen. So Queen were an unusual band. They had a manager, they had access to studios, but they didn't have a record deal. The deal with the studio time was Queen could use downtime. Weirdly enough, McCartney and George Harrison and Ringo booked lots of studio time that they didn't bother showing up. So Queen can thank McCartney and George for all that time that was free time for the band. You may notice on the plaque that another guy linked to this place is Bowie, yeah? He recorded his major albums here and the classic single Space Oddity. What it doesn't say is that Bowie also produced major albums here. Lou Reed Transformer, this was recorded here. Iggy Pop, Raw Power, recorded here, produced by Bowie, yes? Other artists who recorded most of their early work here, Genesis, all their early prog rock albums. Remember Mark Bolan and T-Rex, all recorded here. John McLaughlin Mahavishnu Orchestra, recorded here. So we could go on and on and on. This was a major studio. And it's down a side little track, you know, really difficult to find. Still a studio, but it's mainly adverts and promo stuff that they record. You no more rock and roll, yeah. But you used to go in, and again it was downstairs. I was here in the early 70s. A friend of mine knew the leader of a band called Vandergraaf Generator. They were recording there. Yeah, they were the ultimate prog band. Okay?
I remember.
Ultimate. If you think prog was prog, give Vandergraaf Generator. Vandergraaf Generator and classic album, My daughter was a lighthouse keeper. Yeah, you get the flavour. Yeah, it was pretty weird stuff. But we went to a party afterwards. It was cool.
Was she so heavy?